Hi everybody, my name is Donnie. I am new to YouTube. This is my very first video, and although it's my first video, it's not my first time around YouTube. I follow many of you, those of you who do lace books and anything to do with lace crafts especially. I have probably seen your video. Another thing I love to see are tutorials, especially the ones on your flowers. Picked up many great ideas from y'all, and I appreciate it. I'm located in Tennessee recently. My husband and I moved here last summer, but it was a huge move for us because we moved from Texas. I don't ever want to do that again. I'm staying here forever. I love it here. Because I'm in northeastern Tennessee, I've also been on the very cusp of the latest snowstorm. We had 12 inches here where I live, halfway up a mountain, and our driveway, which is quite steep, is frozen. It has not been passable for a week and a half. Almost a week and a half. And so I've had fun, as you can see. I've utilized in this book many ideas that I have seen on your YouTube videos. One person in particular, Margaret Tomaso, who is 7MRST on YouTube. I have watched your videos, Margaret, so many times. They are fabulous. Thank you for sharing all the lovely ideas that you use to incorporate in your books. I've done a lot of the same things here, but it's nowhere near the exquisite books that you make. I try, but anyway, maybe when I grow up, I want to be like Margaret in her crafting. A number of you also make things that are so gorgeous. I cannot get over how y'all turn a piece of fluff into something beautiful. Your energies and your sharing your time with us on YouTube have greatly enhanced, I think, the crafting world at large. So thank you all for that. And thank you to those of you who pin on Pinterest and allow us to copy these images of beautiful people and places and things so that we can enjoy them and ourselves by using them in a project. In this book, I've incorporated many pieces of bridal finery. The name of it is Bridal Bouquet. Flowers are the main theme, and each of the brides in the photos here are holding a big bouquet, and their veils, their dresses, their trains, all are part of the book. They all have been used as ideas in what I did to decorate this book. I also follow a lady named Donna Little. Donna has these exquisite wedding dress appliques that she sells occasionally, and I have been able to buy some of those from her in the past. We have many opportunities to shop around here. One of the places I love to go, of course, is the antique shops. And one antique shop had a bolt of velvet that I bypassed the first time I saw it and thought it was yellow. It is not. My lighting here is a combination of fluorescent and what is that? I can't read what it says. It's not the regular light bulbs, but it's a tungsten or something. I can't remember. The lighting in my new craft room it leaves a lot to be desired. And so if that comes across on the video, my apologies. I have turned on every light I can think of and tried to video numerous different times, and I still am not satisfied with it. I hope this one does better. Anyway, this is cream, a creamy vanilla color. And when I saw this on the bolt at that antique store, I remembered seeing it, and I thought, oh, that's yellow. And then I left, went back days later, because once you see something you can't get it out of your mind, you got to go back and just get it. So that's what I did. I looked for it. It wasn't there. I looked some more. I finally found it. And when I bought it, it had a lot of spots on it that were water stained and stuff. Cut that part away and used the good stuff. And here's what I came up with. These gorgeous creamy flowers that just set off the entire book. I've used them throughout, and I've used some of the fabric to cover the pages on the cover. The cover's made up of many different things, including lovely ruffle. I wish I could find more of this. It's gorgeous. This is a beautiful corded braid I found locally at a fabric shop, and I have been buying. I went and bought more because I don't like kicking myself. Pieces of this happens to be a champagne colored wedding dress fabric of a dress that I cut up and saved the appliques off of, and the fabric, and then doilies, mini doilies, as you can see here on the side as well. Many layers of doilies that I've used on the edges of the pages. More wedding dress fabric that I've used as ruffle, like I did up here, but even more so throughout the book. And then at the bottom of the book, I have layered every page with either a train effect or a veil of vintage materials, wedding dress fabric, doilies, laces, many wedding dresses, actually, pieces from wedding dresses, and then fringes. This is a gorgeous bullion fringe, and it just adds so much. It has a sheen to it. It's just lovely. Margaret uses many trims in her books and fringes and things, and I just think they're exquisite. They add a bling effect without it being a rhinestone, you know. The same thing with the appliques from the wedding dresses, and the sequins. The sequins even add sheen to a page. I use a lot of pearls. I am a pearl fanatic. I used to host a blog party called Pearls and Lace, and I don't know if those of you who may follow my blog might remember, but I used to host that, and if any of y'all would care to see any of those, it's still up on my blog, which is faithgracecrafts.blogspot.com. Here's the spine of the book, and then the back of the book with more of the velvet covering the back. Corded, a spiral cord that's a satin sheen to it. White lace on top of aged doilies. I did not tea dye any of these or coffee dye any of these. I just left them as they were. They were a beautifully aged color. And again, at the back of the book, another veil piece. Added some crochet, a crochet piece at the bottom to finish that off. The book is oval shaped. I cut it in an oval with a part in the middle for the spine. And I used Margaret Tomaso's video, her tutorial on how to do that. I added one page to it, thinking there's no way I'll ever be able to have a thick book. As you can see, that was not true. This little thing got away from me, but I love it. I think it's wonderful. I had a lot of fun making it. I'm going to go and show you the next 2 pages, and one-handed is kind of hard. Here are the next 2 pages. Here's the bride's photos that I used there. Down at the bottom again, on both pages, pieces of wedding dress lace or veils. This particular one came from a sweet lady that I bought her mother's wedding dress, and she told me that her mother was married in it back in the 40s, and it had a lot of issues. It needed a new life, and it was perfect for this book. And so, along with the photographs and all of their wedding finery coming down, I wanted to cascade real wedding dress finery off of the pages and make a book that looked like a wedding dress. Flowers made out of, this was a champagne wedding dress, the same fabric that I used back here on the front page for the veil on the front page, the train. I've used that many times throughout, including the back of some of the pages. Lots of laces, lots of crocheted doilies, vintage and antique, and some of the new ones too. This particular cord is a champagne color and is just exquisite. Some Battenberg pieces, you'll see Battenberg laces throughout. And again, the wedding trims, the appliques with beads, beaded pearls. Lots of pearls, lots of bling. That's what we like. More bling on this particular page. And then a frame of that same velvet material. I mitered it at the corners, made a frame, put the picture on top of it, and then embellished it with some of this white lace so that it would contrast some with the velvet color. And I like the way that turned out for this beautiful bride. The brides each have their bouquets. This one has those streamers coming off of it, and I think that just adds more to the tone of the page. The next two pages, and those beautiful brides again are carrying their bouquets with streamers. You can see the different colors and textures I've used. These three little flowers are a cut up tablecloth, little tiny pieces all layered together and glued together with a pearl button for their center. I've used just the oval on this side, and some of the frames that I've done in the books have been, this one for example was like a cathedral window. Another one is going to look like a chapel window, and I think those came together. The idea was not on purpose, it just happened because of the shape of the picture. They just kind of lend themselves to those shapes. This side I've used a bunch of the Battenberg doilies, some satiny material from a wedding dress for a beautiful rose, and then beaded and sequined gorgeous applique. I believe these came from Donna Little, just to frame the beautiful brides. An earring that I've cut the clip off of and utilized. And then at the bottom of these pages, more laces using doilies and all to make a train effect with these gorgeous veils and wedding laces with crochet doilies and with gorgeous bullion trim. That's those two pages. This is the center of the book. The center of the book consists of the page that I'm going to call the pocket page. I've made a pocket here, embellished it with a lot of, again, the gorgeous wedding appliques, some bling, the Battenberg lace again, doilies, a lot of the pearls. And I wanted to bling up this page quite a bit because I made on the opposite page the bouquet. The middle flower was made out of the round doilies that ranged in size, and one of the best flower tutorials I've ever seen is what I used to make this. I wired together some pearls to make the middle, and it came out gorgeous. Surrounded it with some satin wedding dress fabric flowers along with some velvet flowers and some crochet doily flowers. Every one of those has a middle in it that has a pearl accent. I made a seam binding covered, and I don't know what you hold your bouquet with, but that's what that is. And then a big bow at the bottom with a gorgeous buckle around it that has beautiful rhinestones in it. And cascading off of that bouquet are beautiful pieces of ribbon and seam binding and lace And this gorgeous little trim, I don't know the name of it, y'all help me out here. A tube trim. It's got a satiny sheen to it. They all have little knots at the end of it, just like the pictures did on their cascading ribbons off of their bouquets. And so I tried to utilize that on the middle of the book. The next 2 pages are 2 gorgeous, gorgeous ladies that are, this one's my favorite. I think the expression on her face is just beautiful. They each are dressed in their gorgeous, gorgeous headgear, the veils, all the streamers of their bouquet. This is the other picture that I have framed in such a way that it looks, I would guess, like a cathedral or a chapel, maybe a chapel window. Another flower made with the champagne colored wedding dress fabric, and then the big ruffle around this whole page. Another ruffle behind the picture using that same champagne colored wedding dress fabric. On the front page, that gorgeous trim, a couple of more inches of that just at the bottom to help frame it. A piece of gorgeous heart bling, pearls, a sleeve from a very old dress. Utilized it. It had seen its last day, I thought. I had set it in a pile of stuff that maybe for snippet rolls or something, and then I thought, no, that has enough on it, I can just make it work. So I added it to this and some tulle, gorgeous, very fine, soft tulle, all gathered. All of these pieces that I made were gathered, folded over and gathered together so that they made a train effect down here at the bottom. This side is doilies, just those gorgeous crochet doily pieces that layered on top of each other, different textures and colors. Piece of Battenberg here, and then at the top of this page, Aurora Borealis, piece of bling. It is the most colorful thing in the book. The book is colors, muted tones of white all the way to the brown almost. The sepia pictures are the darkest parts of the book. The last 2 pages, I went with the darker trim here. I don't know if you call that ruching or box trim or what. It's a pleated trim. I love that stuff. It did fabulous as a frame for this photo. A bunch of the crocheted lace, doily flowers, pearls, appliques with pearls and sequins, that gorgeous, gorgeous champagne color, and then I trimmed it in white right along here. A little bit of lighter color at the bottom for these veil pieces, because my last page is all white. Bling hanging off of the top here. The whole picture here, she's wearing a white wedding dress, her beautiful bouquet with the streamers. Again, applique pieces from wedding dresses, wedding dress fabrics, and even in the veil train piece at the bottom of the page. And that is this Bridal Bouquet book. Lots of thickness to it. It is, as they are calling them, chunky. It is a chunky book, and it is full of gorgeous laces and trims. I've decided I'm going to sell it. If you're interested, please check out I'll write my email address at the bottom, and let me know if you're interested in it. I've also got it on my blog. The single pictures of it are on my blog, and you can see that there. I'll write that at the bottom as well. Thank you again for all you've shared and for letting me share with you, and I hope to be back with another project in the future.